Hello and welcome to another video by Johnny. Chào mừng các bạn một video khác của Johnny nha. So in this video, I will have a new class who will practice speaking and writing, and this is called the class IELTS number 35. So we have brand new students here. Okay, and they are already at the stage to practice the speaking and writing intensively. So they are here, Miss Helen, Miss Huyền, Miss Ngân, and Miss Wan. 4 ladies in the class. Hello.
Hello,
ladies.
Hi, teacher.
Oh, you should say hi to 8,000 of my YouTube subscribers. I have about 8,000 subscribers, and theoretically speaking, they can all see this video, but don't worry about it. Okay, đừng lo. They won't judge you. They won't even know who you are. So, this is the IELTS speaking file that I made it myself. So we will be practicing on this one, okay? Okay, class, do you know what you have to do in part 1? Mấy bạn biết part 1 IELTS speaking phải làm gì không? Anyone?
Have a conversation.
Yes, had a conversation. Short one, okay? Like for every answer?
You ask a few questions related to ourselves.
Exactly. So how long should you answer a question for part 1?
2 minutes. 1 minute.
No, minute. It's not that long. You just need to say like 2 or 3 sentences. Because they need something at least to test your, speaking. So you should not speak too fast, should not speak too short. Okay. What you have to be careful with task 1, part 1 speaking, is that you should speak clearly, okay? Pronunciation must be clear. Do not speak too fast, okay? Đừng có nói quá nhanh nha, phải nói rõ ràng. You need to have your clear pronunciation. Fluency is okay too, but don't go fast, okay? Đừng có nói nhanh nha. Just don't go fast. Now, so you do not need to use like fancy vocabularies. Just speak naturally. Chỉ cần nói tự nhiên, không cần dùng từ vựng khủng đâu. Ở part 1 đâu. In part 2 and part 3, do you know what they ask you to? Part 2?
Topic.
Yes, you have a topic to talk about.
The topic.
And you have maximum 2 minutes to talk about a part 2. If you exceed that 2 minutes, the examiner, or me in this case, will have to stop you. Nếu mà các bạn vượt quá cái giới hạn 2 phút trong cái part 2 là người ta sẽ phải ngưng các bạn ngay lập tức nha. But it means that they have heard enough to give you a bad score. It doesn't mean that you are bad. Nếu bị dừng lại như vậy không có nghĩa là các bạn trả lời rất tệ nha. Nó có nghĩa là người ta đã nghe đủ rồi. Để cho các bạn một cái ban điểm nào đó. Nó không ảnh hưởng đến số điểm. Part 3. How about part 3? What do you know about part 3 speaking?
I think it's their opinions in some topic they asked.
Of course, they will ask you like some abstract topics, những cái chủ đề nó trừu tượng hơn, like more difficult to answer. This will be more difficult to answer. So try to use longer sentences, try to use more complex structures, try to use better vocabularies, more academic vocabularies. But the most important thing is that try to answer in a structured way. Cái quan trọng nhất của part 3 là các bạn phải trả lời theo một cách mà nó có cấu trúc nhất. Like, for example, what structure? You should have cause and effect. Có quan hệ nhân quả. Câu nhân, câu quả. Should have more examples. Có ví dụ thêm. But examples should not be about you, okay? It shouldn't be about like the society, about nations, anything but not you, okay? Những cái ví dụ mình cho không bao giờ nên là của mình cho part 3 nha. Ví dụ cá nhân không có nên nha. Nên cho ví dụ mà chung chung trên mặt báo, trên truyền thông, trên các đất nước này nọ, tin tức này nọ, chứ đừng cho ví dụ của bản thân nha. Okay, so cause and effect sentences, examples, and you should conclude as well. Nên kết luận lại, like conclude your ideas. You can also present different ideas in the same answer. Có thể thêm nhiều cái ý tưởng khác nhau. Ví dụ mà người này thì nghĩ thế này, người kia nghĩ thế kia. Like this person think like this, but on the other hand, you know. Okay, that's part 3. Part 3, try to speak as long and try to speak as much as you can. Bring the best you can bring. Okay? Part 3 là đem bao nhiêu súng đạn, bao nhiêu kiến thức, bao nhiêu tất cả mọi thứ đem ra hết. Để mà tại vì part 3 nó quyết định cái ban điểm speaking các bạn đấy. Because part 3, the examiner will try to push your score to the maximum that they can possibly push you. Like for example, after part 1 and part 2, they should already have an idea what your band score is. But part 3, they will try to push you more than that limit. Okay. I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say because you were studying with me. So by this time, everyone should already have band 6 speaking. Và cái thời điểm mà các bạn qua cái giai đoạn luyện đề này, các bạn đã trải qua bao nhiêu cái quá trình học như vậy rồi thì ít nhất cái speaking của bạn cũng được 6 chấm rồi. So we'll try to reach band 7 or even 7.5 through our studying process, okay? Progress, okay? Ráng lên được band 7,5 hoặc là 7 nha. Tại các bạn học mình là cũng lâu rồi. Ít nhất là bây giờ đã 6 rồi đó, I think. Okay, so let's start first with speaking part 1. So we'll go backward, okay? So from 33 all the way to number 1. So, Miss Helen, please, let's talk about wild animals. Động vật hoang dã nè. Let's talk about wild animals. So, do you have a favorite wild animal, Miss Helen?
Well, I have seen a lot of animals through film and YouTube, and some in the zoo. And one of my favorite wild animals, perhaps elephants, because it look quite huge, powerful, and there are many interesting story about that animal.
Okay, so what wild animals are common in your country, Miss Helen?
Not so sure about this. Maybe I just guess.
Yes, please have a guess.
Wild animals. I just heard some story about elephant. I don't know much about this.
Okay, so basically this is it. Miss Huyền, please. So, did you learn anything about wild animals at school?
Yes, we have learning anything about.
We have learned
Something about wild animal in secondary school. The teacher they taught me They taught me know more about the wild animal like tiger, crocodile, elephant, and they taught us to protect them and how to know more about the history of them and
their history. You mean to know more about their history?
Yeah, their history, and the teacher we must be protect them and maybe respect them. Yeah.
Of course, we should respect them.
Yeah.
Okay, so Miss Huyền, do you like to watch TV programs about wild animals?
Yes, I do. I always watch TV program in Facebook or
On
YouTube. Facebook.
On TV, on Facebook, on radio,
Yeah.
on the news, on...
Yeah. On Facebook or internet.
On the internet.
The internet.
On the internet, right?
Yeah. When I watch this program, I know more about the life of wild animals. They have very
Wild animals.
Wild animals, and I know more about the waste area they all live and the difficult to find some food, and it's very dangerous for human, but it's very interesting for human to know more about them.
You mean more interesting for human to know more about them?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Miss Nhắn, please. So, does your country have a strict law to protect wild animals? Like Vietnam?
Yes, I think so. Every government or every country should compose their own strict law to protect their wild animals. If by doing that, they can conserve endangered species from extinction.
You mean to impose a law? Áp đặt một điều luật.
Impose, yes. Impose the law.
Compose means you make something. Impose means you enforce a law. Enforce a law.
Yes.
Ban hành, enforce là bắt đầu thi hành cái luật đó luôn. Thi hành, thực hiện. To enforce a law about protecting wild animals, but still there are a lot of wild animals being killed for wood, for their horn. You know, the rhino, right? Con tê giác, rhino. So what do you think about this one, Miss Nhắn? Does Vietnam do enough to protect these wild animals?
I think that's the thing that the government should do. But when people they have their own reason to break the law and do the things illegal, so it's crucial. Crucial to harm the wild animal for some unacceptable purpose.
Okay. So what do you think about this one, Miss Oanh? Do you think Vietnam does enough to protect the wild animals?
Well, it's hard to say because I think nowadays the government nowadays government put some interest in problem of protecting wild animals, but I don't think there are many wild animals in our country now because the population is rising and take lands of wild animals, and they even kill the wild animal for another purpose, like earning money from selling them or something like that. They killing animal for arms that in our country that can cause many disease but diseases.
You mean
But
that that can be made into products that can cure or treat many diseases, right?
yes,
Like for example, people believe that tigers, they can be made into cao hổ, what's that called? Balsam. Balsam. Cao, một dạng cao. Like a tiger balsam. Tiger, I think balsam. Let me check this one. I've never really used this word, so I don't know. A pleasant smelling substance used as a base for medical beauty treatment. You're right. Chữa trị y học hoặc là chữa trị làm đẹp. Một cái loại cao á, balsam. Mà nó thường là nó sẽ có cái mùi thơm rất là dễ chịu. It has a very good smell. It's balsam. But unfortunately, the tiger had to die to make the tiger balsam. And then people believe that the balsam can be used to how's it? Balsam. The balsam. The balsam can be used to create, to treat illnesses with their bones, chữa bệnh xương khớp, and to treat diseases with their reproductive system, hệ thống sinh sản, their reproductive systems. Some people believe that these animal products can help them improve their sex life, đời sống tình dục nữa. Improve their sex life. Okay, so let's continue to the next one, which is 32, weekends. So, Miss One, what do you usually do on weekends?
This weekend, I often spend my time with my family, like having breakfast and have some conversation. Before, when we didn't have the pandemic, I and my family usually go out for a picnic because we live in a small town and have a lot of space. So we go out for a day and go back in afternoon. And because I live nearby the sea, so sometimes we can go for a walk on the beach, and it's nighttime.
Walk. Go for a walk.
Go for a walk.
Walk.
Go
Walk.
for a walk.
Not
Walk.
work. Work là làm việc. Walk. Kéo dài.
Walk.
Là đi bộ. Walk. Work. Walk. Walk. Go for a walk. Okay, so Miss Helen, please. Did you do anything special last weekend?
Not really. But as usual, I looked after two children.
You mean look after children, my children?
Yeah, look after my children, and from time to time, I read some textbook about IELTS to improve my vocabulary, to boost to have wide range of vocabulary. But, vocabulary.
So you only on weekends you study IELTS? You don't do anything else on weekends?
Yes, because in this I cook, but nothing special.
Let me see. Okay, so Miss Helen, what will you do next weekend? Next weekend,
I hope I will meet some friends if the 16 policies
You
will
mean
be released.
Article 16? It's called Article 16, chỉ thị 16. It's called Article.
Article 16
It's lifted.
will be released. Will be released.
Sẽ bị lấy ra, lifted. Sẽ bị lấy đi, gỡ bỏ. Will be
Will be
lifted if
lifted.
they remove it. Will be removed or lifted.
Yes, so
They want
we can
article
chill out with friends in some cafe.
Okay. In friends in cafe. Oh, we miss the time when friends can meet in cafe. Of course. Now, so Miss Huyền, please.
Yes.
You think weekends should be longer? Should be longer than just 2 days? Maybe we should have like 4 days weekend. What do you think?
I think, in my opinion, I think that the weekends should be longer than 2 days. Yes, because I am a student and I am a senior, and I have a lot of time for study, and especially I don't have a lot of free time to do my favorite things. I just
You mean
spend all.
your hobby?
Yes, I spend time for learning IELTS, mathematics, Vietnamese, English, or
English? You mean English?
English. Yes, English, and improves my skill to have a certificate and going to a good university.
And out of this country easily.
Yeah. I want to have abroad to another country. Yeah, so I have learned so much in my time. So I want to have just 4 days in the weekend to be free time.
But now we have COVID-19. Every day can be weekends.
Yeah.
So are you satisfied with that?
Learn online.
For learning online. Time
Yes.
for learning online.
Online, yes.
Okay, so Miss One, please. What do you think? Should weekends be longer than just 2 days?
I don't think so, because I'm kind of into working. So
Me too.
for me, when I work, I have money. I get money. So so I think 2 days is enough. And actually, it depends on the level development of people. For example, in developed country, they can have more time to enjoy their life. But in developing countries, it's hard to say. Developing country, it's hard to say that you want more time to relax, because every day is a hard day for them.
Every day is a hard day? Wow, that sounds terrible, you think?
Well, that's a real life.
It's a hard life. Life has never been easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, so tell me, Miss Nhắn, what do the other people in your country usually do on weekends? What do you think?
As people have to work on during the weekday, they most of the people tend to relax or enjoy their weekend with their family members. For example, personally, as a workaholic, I tend to put all my energy, a great deal of my energy, on concentration and producing more outcome during the weekday. So enjoying weekend is what our family to do by
Correct.
some.
Is what our family members should do.
Yes, a family member should do by playing some recreational activity like
You
play
mean
chess.
by doing some recreational
Yes,
activity?
by doing some recreational activity like playing chess or singing, playing chess and singing karaoke. These activities help us to relax and recharge, full of beings for the next productive weekdays.
For the following productive week.
Following productive weekday. Yes.
For me, I always work. So even weekends, I actually work the hardest. So, but anyway, we all work for a reason, and hopefully we get what we want. Now, so let's go on to part 2, shall we? Warm up is good enough already. Now, so let's go to part 3. Okay. Last page.
Hay chưa thầy?
Sorry.
Hai thầy.
Let's go to 69. Làm ngược lại mà. We actually study from the back to the beginning. I like it that way. Let's do 69. Describe a piece of international news you have just recently heard. Miêu tả một cái mảnh tin tức quốc tế, một cái tin tức quốc tế mà các bạn gần đây vừa nghe được. Remember, news is uncountable, so you should have a piece of news, okay, to count it. News không đếm được nha, phải dùng cái a piece of news để đếm nó. You should say what the news was about. Cái tin tức quốc tế đó là về cái gì. When and where you heard it. Bạn đã nghe cái tin đó lúc nào và khi nào, chỗ nào. What you were doing when you heard the news. Bạn đã đang làm gì khi các bạn nghe cái tin đó. Explain how you felt about this piece of news. Giải thích là bạn cảm giác thế nào về cái mẫu tin này. So I'll give you 2 minutes to think, and slowly we will shorten the time. Từ từ mình sẽ bóp cái thời gian lại. You have only this part 2 now, because this one there's no part 3. 2 phút bắt đầu. Okay, let's start. Who would like to be the first person to answer, please? Raise your hand. Please volunteer, ladies. Okay, Miss Huyền, please. Can you describe a piece of international news you have just recently heard, please?
Yes.
Be careful with the past tense, cẩn thận quá khứ nha.
Yes. I knew about the news of the number of wild animals caught and labeled out in the circus. And I heard this in the radio of International Animals Protection. International Animal Protection Organization. And I heard this from last week. And for the first thing when I listened, and I know that the humans, they were brutality and very reflexity for make money.
Sorry, what do you mean? They do what?
Brutality, sự tàn bạo, với cả là rapacity, sự tham nhũng.
Brutality. Sự tàn bạo. Em đọc sai những âm mà Hiền Chi. Brutality và
brutality and rapacity.
What?
Sự tham nhũng.
Corruption?
No, rap. Em đánh được không thầy? The apple.
You can just type it here. Type, please. Type có đoạn chat á. Gửi cho tất cả mọi người. Send to everyone, please. Okay, rapacity. Is that really a word? The quality of having strong wish to take things for yourself, usually Using unfair method of force. Sự tham lam này đúng không?
Yeah, tham lam.
Like greed. You can just say greed. I think rapacity.
Rapacity.
Greed là lòng tham á. Greed.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that all?
This one's custom for makes money and make them to be a joke. And when I saw this, I feel very confused and very angry about this action they have do for animals. And I just at this time, I have charitables for monies for this organization.
You mean you do charity? They do charity
Yes.
for money? Charitable is an adjective, okay? Charitable.
Yeah.
Tính từ đó nha.
Charitable for this organization. It's not a large number of money, but I think I can have some ways for protect the animals. Yes, I think so.
Okay, very good. Now, Miss Wan, can you describe a piece of news you have just recently heard, please?
The recent news I have read.
I have read.
It's about the war in Afghanistan.
The war in Afghanistan.
And well, actually, it is not the worst because the Taliban takes the power very easily, and it's very surprised even to them. I really feel bad for women and children there because we are all know about
how brutal the Taliban is, right? We all know how brutal the
Taliban
is.
And after they put the power there, they also release really strict law to the women, like
I mean, they actually not release law, they actually enforce law. Enforce a law. They enforce very strict laws.
They enforce very strict law to the women that none can be go to university, and they cannot go to hospital.
They cannot even go to
with
work.
a checkup. Yes, they even cannot go to work and go to hospital with a man check. Without the man check, and
you mean without the man who go with her? You mean
without the woman doctor?
So they have to be checked with woman doctor, not with men. You mean?
And even they say that they respect the woman's rights, but what we see is in return. And I also wonder why it's so bad happened to Afghanistan when the American was there for
the American
20 years. For 20 years, but Afghanistan is one of the poorest country in the world, and the population
don't realize. There are a lot of things people don't realize.
Yes, and
not everything is good. Not everything Americans do are good.
Yes.
You have to say no. You have to say no. You have to say no. Chứ không phải là yes hay đúng rồi. You have to say no. Not everything. No, not everything. No.
No, not everything.
Okay.
And
yeah.
And there is
Quá dài rồi nha. It's like 5 minutes already, please. Okay, try to shorten it down to 2 minutes. A lot of people, they have a problem that when they speak, everything is just so lengthy. Nó quá dài, dai dở. Một số người có cái thói quen đó, nói quá dài và nó không có đúng trọng tâm. Try to stick to the 4 points that they ask you should say here, okay? Tập trung vào 4 cái điểm mà người ta yêu cầu you should say này thôi. Try to do that, please. Now, so, Miss Ngân, please. Oh, something wrong with Miss Helen. I think she got kicked out of the room. The internet has a problem again. There's a problem again. Miss Ngân, please.
Yes. 2 days ago, I read the news.
I read the news.
I read a piece of international news from BBC newspaper that President Joe Biden.
The President
Joe Biden enforced the law for fully vaccination for all federal workers who work for the government to get 2 jobs of the vaccines, and it's not a freedom for their choice, but it's for the benefit of community, and they have no choice to reject to job. It means that they will refire if they reject to jobs vaccination.
You mean they will be rejected if they will not? They will be fired if they reject vaccination.
If they reject vaccination. Yes.
So now it's a mandate. Giống như bắt buộc. It's a mandate.
Yes, a mandate. And when I heard this news, I totally agree with him that doing this vaccinating for all the citizens will prevent the risk of
infection. The risk of infection, you mean?
The risk of spreading virus.
The risk of
globally.
COVID-19. Okay, so how you felt about this piece of news?
How I felt? I felt that the good decision in U.S. situation right now, and I think it should apply in any country, not only in U.S.
It should be applied.
Should be applied in every country. Just only U.S. It's not only U.S. only.
It's not only in the U.S. You mean?
But it depends on the quality of the vaccine.
Of course, we wouldn't want to have a Chinese vaccine.
I think U.S. has qualified vaccine shots, so it's a very wise decision of him.
Cẩn thận, quá dài. It's getting too long already. Be careful. Part 2, you have only 2 minutes. Be careful.
Yeah.
In part 3, you can talk, you can speak about it as much as you want. But part 2, you must stick to the time limit.
Yes.
Cẩn thận mọi người.
Yeah.
Something wrong with Miss Helen, I think. The internet again. Anyway, so let's come to 68. Describe the first day of school. Miêu tả cái ngày đầu tiên đến trường. You should say what was it like. Nó đã như thế nào. What happened? Điều gì đã diễn ra? Điều gì đã diễn ra? Were you alone or with someone? Bạn đã ở một mình. Alone hay là với ai đó? How did you feel about the experience of the first day of school? Bạn cảm thấy về cái trải nghiệm lần đầu tiên đến trường như thế nào? And then part 3 of going to school. See this one. What do you think about a child going to school by himself or herself? Or the parents picking it up? Bạn nghĩ gì về chuyện cho trẻ tự đến trường? Hoặc là các bậc cha mẹ đi đón, đưa rước? How can parents cultivate the child's independence? Các bậc cha mẹ có thể nuôi nấng và gieo trồng cái sự tự lập của đứa trẻ như thế nào? Should parents interfere when things happen to their child? Why or why not? Các bậc cha mẹ có nên can thiệp khi mà những thứ này thứ kia nó diễn ra với cái đứa trẻ của họ không? Tại sao hoặc tại sao không? How do parents help their children deal with bullies? So we have the word bully. The bully, kẻ bắt nạt. It's a noun. And bullying. Bullying is the act of you are trying to bully someone. Việc bắt nạt. Cái chuyện bị bắt nạt. The verb is to bully someone. Bắt nạt ai đó, to bully someone. Okay, so how do parents help their children deal with bullies? Làm thế nào các bậc cha mẹ giúp trẻ nhỏ của họ đương đầu với những kẻ bắt nạt? Okay, so you have 2 minutes to think about the whole topic here. Part 2 and part 3, okay? 2 minutes start now. Okay, time's up, please. Please describe the first day of school. Miss Ngân, please, can you start? Describe the first day of school. 2 minutes, please. Tập trung vào Miss Ngân này, please. Tập trung 4 điều này. Stay focused on these 4.
Personally, I think parents should send children go to school for a few first day. Let they know the way and direction go to school and back home with our supervision. And then when they familiar with everything, go to school and back home safety, they can do by
and back home safely.
Yeah. Yes.
And back home safely they can.
And back home safely, they can do by their self. And
by themselves, you mean?
By themselves, yes, by themselves. And parents can cultivate the child's independence by being a good model. It means that if we want the kids, or we want our kids to do something as our expectation, we should do it in the right way and do it correctly at the first time to show them the good example, and then they can imitate exactly what we want to them. Yes, exactly what we want them to do.
Okay, good,
Yes.
good, very good. How do you feel?
And parents continue, right?
Ủa, đang làm câu part 2 mà. We are doing part 2 first. Describe the first day of school.
Dạ, thầy nói gì
thầy? Cái là part 2 mà.
Thì em đang nói part 2, ý là thầy đang nói gì tại em tập trung em
mà tại sao cái nội dung nó có vẻ nó không liên quan lắm đến part 2, first day of school vậy ta?
Em đang có trả lời là how can parents cultivate the child independence?
Oh, you answered the wrong question. Mình đang hỏi part 2. Describe the first day of school.
The first day of school. Sorry.
Let's do it again.
Okay, so give me the next turn.
Sometimes. Cái ngày hôm nay là cái ngày mà gọi là dễ bị confusion. I think it's a day of confusion. I think everyone can get confused easily. Okay, Miss Huyền, please, can you describe the first day of school?
Yes, like an age, no matter how you are, the first time feel in the first day to go to school are very new, exciting, thrilling, and unexpected. And when I came to first school is founded at high school. I came with my friend, and we are classmates in secondary school. And what happened in the first day I go to school is we have a meeting with my teacher, the new teacher, and a new friend. We have a lot of time to talking with and try to make friends and share something new, know more about information and favorite, something like that. And I think if we're going the first day, we need to open the heart, make friend, and try spend more time to the new friend, and that can make you feel better and can make you connect with a teacher and friend in the first day of school. Yeah, I think so about my first day.
So, okay, that's good enough. Yes.
Yeah.
Miss One, please. Can you describe the first day of school, please? Miss One, your microphone, please. Miss One, are you there? Okay.
Yes.
Please describe the first day of school, please.
Okay, my first day of school was like. Can you hear me?
Is the baby crying?
My first day of school was like 20 years ago, and I still remember I went to school with my mom took me to school because I was
my mother, be careful. Cẩn thận những cái từ
my mother.
trịnh trọng. Mom, dad, guys, stuff. Mấy từ không trịnh trọng. Be careful with these words. Mom, dad, guys, and stuff. You should say mother, father, the person, and things or items. Okay? Đừng có dùng mom hoặc dad nha. Mother or father, please. Okay.
My mother took me to school because she understood that I was so excited but felt butterfly in my stomach in the same time.
At the same time, you mean?
Yeah, at the same time.
Okay.
I even couldn't sleep all night before the first day of school, but
Okay.
it was fine. I met a lot of new
friends. You met
new friends, and I even met my best friend from the first class, and we was still friends until I left school.
Friend until I left school, I see. Oh, okay. That's a good idea. That's a good part two. Now, Miss Ngân, are you ready to describe the first day of school?
Yes.
Please.
When it comes to this topic, it recall me some.
You mean it reminds me of?
Remind me of some embarrassed memory about my first day in school. I grew up alone.
I grew
up without daddy, and
without my father.
Without my father, and so I go to school by myself. I went to school by myself. It made me feel nervous, shy, and always keep quiet in the corner of the schoolyard. At the corner of the schoolyard. Okay. And when my teacher asked me to introduce myself, I just answered, quietly or slowly and softly.
Okay.
Yes.
And how you felt the experience?
I was not confident enough about myself, so I cannot express what
I was not confident enough. I think on myself. On myself.
I can't express
enough, in myself. I think in myself.
I was not confident enough on myself.
I think
to express what belongs to me in public. In public.
Okay. So that's good enough. Let's go to part 3 of going to school. Miss Huyền, please, what do you think about the child going to school by himself or the parent taking it up? The child can be a boy or girl, okay? So by themselves or the parents picking it up. What do you think?
I think I have two aspects. The first side.
There are two aspects. Có hai khía cạnh.
Yeah, there are two aspects. And the first side, I think, if the parents want to make them become independence and independence, and I think the child going to school by himself is necessary. And if they are for the safety and the parents worry, the parents can be picking it up for go to school. And how parents cultivate the children independence. Yeah, I think parents should respect their children's opinion and their decision, and them through housing and grow up with their own, and teach them how to be work alone and try to.
You mean teach them how to work? You mean?
Yeah, teach them how to work and try something new in our life, how to know more skill. Yes, I think
but
so.
That is the second question. The question, you're going out of topic now. The topic is only about going to school by himself or the parent picking it up. Be careful.
Sorry.
Stay focused, please. Các bạn hay nói lạc ra vấn đề khác lắm. Cái chủ đề này nó chỉ là cái gì? Đi đến trường tự đi đến trường hay là cha mẹ pick up thôi. Tự nhiên bạn làm chuyện là xây dựng cái gì đó.
Yeah.
You are okay. Going out of topic again. Now, Miss Huyền, let's try again. What do you think about a child going to school by himself or the parent picking it up?
Yes, I think there have two aspects.
There are two aspects.
There are two.
There is.
There are two aspects.
There are two aspects.
Mm-hmm. The first side, if the parents want the children become independent, I think the children go to school by himself is necessary because they can solve the problem easier if they have usually go to school by themselves, and they can protect themselves in front of problem. And for the safety, the parents always worry about them. I think the parents should picking it up because in the outside very dangerous things for children, especially for the tribes, and I think it's necessary. But I don't know how to choose between situation. But I think I will know more about this question. I think so.
Okay, that's good enough. Hello, baby. Come on, baby. Stop. Let your mom study. Now, very good. So, Miss One, please. So, how can parents cultivate the child's independence?
Well, I think the way a parent can cultivate the child's independence is encouraging the child to do their best for anything, and give the child the chance to do
The chance
by themselves.
Okay.
And even the results are good or bad,
Even though
the
if
parents
the result was bad, yes.
the parents should give the child the reason for the results, but shouldn't
Do it for them.
shouldn't criticize, and always say the good side to the children.
Okay. Always try to encourage them and try not to criticize them. Okay. Now, so Miss Ngân, please. So, should parents interfere when things happen to their child? Why or why not? Cha mẹ có nên can thiệp không?
I think if parents want their children to be independent in the future, personally, I don't think it's a good idea to interfere too much when things happen to their life. We can give them a chance to solve the problem by themselves first, and then can draw the lesson first by their own.
By their own, it's very good.
On the way, and then after they get the result, we can analyze good and bad, pro and con about their solution and their own solution, and then let they make decision to get or to choose the appropriate solution to their own problem.
Appropriate solution to their own problem.
Yes.
No, that's good. That's good enough. Miss Huyền, how do parents help their children deal with bullies?
I think it's important to stay away from bullies for children, and I think their parents should teach them as children how to recognize dangerous things first, and take them to and give them go to the martial arts classes, and they can.
You mean martial art? Không phải là
material. Yes, martial art. Yeah.
Đó là martial.
Martial
art.
Martial art.
Võ thuật.
Yeah.
Martial art classes.
Martial arts classes, and take their children to be stronger and can be fight for the bullies. And
you mean so they can fight back the bullies, you mean?
Yeah, just protect themselves, just not to
self-defense, just for self-defense.
Yeah, just for self-defense. And I think the important thing too is this parent can just teach them to be protect just small thing when they are a little child, and if they grow up, they can know more about how they need to protect themselves. And I think the first thing to deal with bully, the parents should be teach them about small things first, and to the big thing last. Yes,
and the big things, right? Yeah. First, they need to learn how to stand up for themselves. To stand up for themselves. Tự đứng trên bản thân, tự vệ.
Yeah.
Tự vệ cho bản thân. Stand up for themselves. They have to know to stand up for themselves, know how to defend their opinions. Phải phòng thủ cái ý kiến cá nhân của nó. Defend themselves. Tự phòng thủ bản thân nữa. Like, okay. So, let's continue with the next topic, I think. 67. Describe a bicycle trip, a motorbike trip, or a car trip that is interesting, miêu tả một cái chuyến đi bằng xe hơi, xe mô tô hoặc là xe đạp mà là một cái chuyến đi thú vị. You should say where you would like to go. Các bạn mong muốn đi đến đâu. How you would like to go there. Làm thế nào bạn mong muốn đi đến đó. Làm thế nào bạn đi đến đó được. Who you would like to go with. Bạn mong muốn đi với ai. Explain why you would like to go there by car, motorbike or bike. Giải thích là tại sao bạn lại muốn đi đến đó bằng xe hơi, xe máy hay là xe đạp. This is something that did not happen. This is something in the future, okay? Đây là một cái điều mình mong muốn trong tương lai nhé. So you should be careful with the verb. It's not past tense, okay? Không phải past đâu nha. Now you have 1 minute to think.
Cho em hỏi là lúc mà họ đọc đề bài á thì chỉ có cái bicycle, motorbike, car trip. That is interesting thì mình có thể biết được là cái đấy là về tương lai không ạ?
You have to know the context. Các bạn nhìn cái mặt chữ mình biết được cái context, cái ngữ cảnh nó đang hỏi về thì nào. You have to look at the cue card. Cái cue card người ta đưa cho mình á, lúc mà đi thi á, mình nhìn vào cái mặt chữ, nhìn vào cái you should say nè, mình phải biết được là nó đang ở cái thì nào, nó đang hỏi mình là thì nào. When you look at the cue card in the real exams, you will see the question and the you should say, and you have to know which tense to use correctly, okay? Is the present or the future in this case. Trường hợp này là tương lai hoặc là quá khứ, tương lai hoặc là hiện tại. So you have a minute now. 1 phút suy nghĩ, bắt đầu. Let's start now, please. Let's start with Miss Nam, please. Can you start first? Describe a bicycle trip, a motorbike trip, or a car trip that is interesting, please.
I would like to describe a car trip that's
Let's just
interesting.
go right into the topic. Các bạn đừng cần phải I would like gì hết nha. Đi thẳng vào vấn đề luôn. A car trip. Go directly into the topic. A car trip that I find interesting is.
The car trip I find interesting is the journey back to my hometown after a long time social distancing due to the COVID pandemic. And while I have a baby, so I decided to rent a car. It helped me to be convenient for the trip, which I can go can stop anytime that I like.
Okay.
And I think it's a safe way for
Unacceptable way? Unacceptable way?
Yeah, unacceptable way.
You mean it is
I mean it's a safe way.
safe way. It's a safe way.
Yeah, as a safe way. When we have kids together on the trip.
Okay. When you have children, it's a safe way when have children on the trip. You mean?
When the children on the trip.
Okay.
Yes, this protect us from any bad weather condition.
Very good, very good. Okay, đó là lý do tốt, quá tốt luôn. Okay, very good. Now, Miss Oanh, please. Can you describe a car trip, a motorbike trip, or a bicycle trip that is interesting, please?
Well, we are planning to take a trip from Vũng Tàu to Mũi by motorbike.
You mean Vũng Tàu
after...
City to Mũi Né City?
Yes.
Remember,
Vũng Tàu City
because when you mention the name of the city that is not very well known to people, you might need to say Vũng Tàu City, Đà Lạt City, Mũi Né City.
From Vũng Tàu City.
But when you
Mũi Né
mention
City.
Ho Chi Minh City, it already has city in there, so But when you want to say Hanoi, sometimes people they do not understand what Hanoi is. It's a Hanoi city. So I think it's better to say Mũi Né city and Hạ Long city or Vũng Tàu city, I think. Okay, can you try again?
Yes. Actually, we are planning. I and my husband planning to go to Mũi Né city from Vũng Tàu city by a bike after social distancing of pandemic, and because we are from Vũng Tàu, so we can go by the way, standing by the beach.
By the beach.
By the beach. In all.
It's long E. By the beach.
By the beach. So it's better to take the motorbike. We can enjoy the natural and to look around.
You can enjoy nature and to look around, you mean?
Yes.
Good. Anything else? Okay, I think that's good enough. It's good reasons already. So you can do this and that is good reason. Okay, very good. Now, Miss Huyền, please, can you describe?
I like to go Tam Đảo town. It is a small town.
Tam Đảo town.
Yeah, Tam Đảo town. Yeah.
Okay.
It is a small town with their signature scene about the nature and the traditional. And there is a lot of forest in the early morning, and the scene of traditional dishes.
A lot of fog, rất nhiều khói,
fog. Yeah, sương mù.
A lot of fog in the early morning.
Fog in early morning, and the scene of traditional dishes. It really attracted me. It's very good for it, and I would like to go to Tam Đảo by motorbike because I can make a trip with my team, my friend, and we can have a very cool and can see the landscape with the wide viewing angle, and we can save the trips become a movie, film, or the vlog. And we can save these memories in the iPhone, and it's very interesting for me. And
it's very interesting to me.
Yeah, interesting to me. And
interesting to me.
Interesting to me.
Interesting, very interesting to me.
Interesting to me. And in my opinion, I think yours already needs rebellion. And I think the trip to there's islands will be with a motorbike is a great thing, and it's like going a trip with friends, and I very like, and I want in the future we can make come true. And
You mean in the future you can make it become a reality?
Yeah.
Biến nó thành một cái điều mà thực tế. You can turn it into reality.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, good. Now, let's move on to 66. Describe a situation when you had to be polite. Miêu tả một cái tình huống mà lúc đó các bạn phải lịch sự. You had to be polite. Thì các bạn nhìn vào cái quá khứ này, các bạn biết được là nó trong quá khứ rồi. You look at the question when you had to be polite. You know that it is in the past tense already. So you have to describe things that happened already. Thì các bạn phải biết được là phải miêu tả một cái chuyện mà nó đã diễn ra rồi nha, trong quá khứ nha. You should say what situation it was. Nó đã là tình huống gì nè. Who were there? Ai đã từng ở đó? Why you had to be polite? Tại sao các bạn lại phải lịch sự? And explain how you showed politeness. Giải thích lý do, giải thích làm thế nào bạn đã show ra được, thể hiện ra được cái sự lịch sự. You have 1 minute, please. Okay, are you ready? Describe a situation when you had to be polite. Let me start with Miss Huyền first, please.
I had a funny situation, and that is I came school to practice a
Is it a
song.
funny or a fun situation? Be careful. Fun
Funny.
or funny?
Fun situation. Yeah.
Fun is positive. Funny can be negative.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I had a
Fun situation. I came school to practice a song for
I
you.
came to school.
Yeah, I came to school. I came to school to practice a song for the university in school. And when I stand in the school's gate,
When I stood in the
school gate to wait my friend
to
and
wait for my friend.
And a strange man, I think is for a student in my school, but he mistook me for someone else. Yeah, and he just said, "Hello, why
He
you
just
here?"
said hello. He just said hello.
He just said, "Hello, wow, why you here? You not to study?" And I was surprised, but
I was surprised.
Yes, I was surprised and
Surprised. Okay, I was surprised.
I was surprised and I just smiled and just say hello back to this guy and
This
make
person, guy là
yeah,
chết.
this person.
Guy nha.
This person. I want him not to be side with me in this situation.
He wanted you to just go away, right?
Yes, and I just feel back with him and make a polite that I says hello and talk with him because I don't want him to be side with me and have a difficult situation with me. So I just talk and I can make friend with him. I think it's a politeness. Yes, I think I saw politeness about I talk with him and not to go away or just look at him. I think so.
Okay, good. So, Miss Nhắn, please, can you describe a situation when you have to be polite?
I used to be once a member of international event organization. And I remember that I was politely organized well everything, and I had to show one significant problem that's related to a foreigner guest from China. Yes, foreigner guest. No, I don't mention about their nationality. Yes, and we clearly have a policy for all the guests to stay in the hotel. That is a 5-star hotel. Mm-hmm. Just all the fee just include for the accommodation, but they have to pay their own meal.
They have to pay for their own meal.
Yeah, all meal. If they had that demand, eating demand.
You mean if they would like to have their meals, you mean?
Yeah, they would like have their meal if possible. Their meal. and then this guest had their meal, not only one meal, but
Oh my God.
2 meals with their friends, and then Jack all fee to the accommodation. But when we check this fee, they already fly back to their country.
They
So
already flew back to their country.
I flew back to their country.
They already flew back to their country.
Flew back to their country. Of
Wait.
course, I was really
Flown. They had
angry.
already flown back. Sorry, fly, flew, flown. So they
Fly,
already
flew,
flown.
already flown back to their country. Of course, I was really angry, and but I had to control our emotional in this case, and politely
had to control our emotion in this
our emotion, and send very politely email about this
situation.
This situation, and I don't mention about the progress of this situation cause, but I just raise up one of issue that I have to face during
every day. That you have to face every day back then. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
I think we anyone else? Có ai chưa nói ta? Anyone else? This one, did you talk about this one?
No, not yet.
Okay, please describe a situation when you had to be polite, please.
Well, it reminds me when I took my kid to
my children
when I took my children to the hospital to vaccinate, and the doctor there after check, she was going to confuse the second dose into the first dose. I mean that at this time my son was going to take the second dose, but she was going to give my son the first dose.
Oh.
So, but because it's in front of my son, so I understood I need to be calm and ask her to double check again. And of course, because she was the main doctor there, so I didn't want her to feel bad and shy because in front of people. So I wasn't angry like other people.
Okay. Like the other people. So what happened?
Like the other people.
You show politeness.
So I just whisper with her that
to her. You mean whisper to her?
Whisper to her that whisper to her that we should give my son the second dose without awareness of other people. So she
other people mà không có sự nhận biết những người khác không biết được. Without the awareness
so,
of
so she was still fine with her college.
Mm-hmm. She was fine with that.
Yeah.
And
okay,
and you show politeness. Okay, very good. Đó, các bạn dùng ví dụ thực tiễn. Good. So let's go to 65. Describe an important event that you celebrated. Miêu tả một cái sự kiện quan trọng mà các bạn đã ăn mừng. So you can see that celebrated, past tense again. You should say what it was. Sự kiện nào, bạn ăn mừng sự kiện nào vậy? where it happened, nó diễn ra lúc nào, why it was important, tại sao sự kiện nó quan trọng, explain how people felt about it, con người ta cảm thấy thế nào về cái sự kiện quan trọng đấy. Be careful, past tense, ok, quá khứ nè, một sự kiện quan trọng mà các bạn ăn mừng, mà các bạn đã ăn mừng. So 65, 1 minute please, 21 phút nè. Okay, ready? Now, I'll start with Miss Ngân first. Can you describe an important event that you celebrated, Miss Ngân? Your microphone, please. Okay. Please.
It was the first birthday of my little daughter, and it's celebrated at my house where
It was celebrated. It was celebrated at my house.
It was celebrated at my house where
Celebrated.
it
Celebrated.
celebrate
Celebrated.
Celebrated.
Celebrated at my house.
celebrated at my house where is good place for this family event. It was considered very important because after a long of seeking children, and I experienced one painful failure while all of my triplets have passed away. So when I gave a birth to these girls, that's my that's considered my most successful of a woman life.
Oh.
Yes, especially the first time I can become a real mom, a real mommy, real mother.
Real mother.
Is my expectation.
Oh, that's congratulations.
And as the same as other mother, I feel really excited about that. I cannot describe my feeling that moment when I gave birth to her, and this feeling lasting for a long time until now. And this always
you feel like you won the battle.
Yeah.
You won.
And sorry.
You feel like you won the battle.
Yes, won a battle.
Okay.
And she like my treasure.
Of course, your little treasure. Now, so Miss Ngân has already done. Okay, Miss Wan, please. Can you describe an important event that you celebrated?
In my family, Tet is one of the most important events that we celebrate together. And as the last time we celebrate the Tet, it's a Chinese New Year together. It's more important because that is the first Tet we have the son. So all people in my family was so excited, and it was my mom, my brother, and me and the family of my husband all celebrate together. So and we all hope a lucky New Year with the kids.
For a lucky New Year.
A lucky New Year with the easy kid.
You mean easy to raise children?
Yeah, easy to raise children.
Easy to raise children.
Easy to raise children. And the most fun that I I have got a lot of lucky money from my mother and the mother-in-law.
Okay, good. Now, Miss Huyền, please.
Yes. I was take part in a school 13th university celebration when I just entered school, and it were a big mark in my life. It's happening in November 2 years ago. It is a great holiday and it's the school's maturity milestone. And in this anniversary, I get to meet the school first teacher.
I got to meet
the school first former teacher, and I could see the list of excellent student awards of previous generation.
Of the previous, let's not say generation, a previous school year, I think.
Yeah.
Because when we say generation, it should be like 10 years apart or something like that.
Yeah.
Cái hệ thường nó có thể là 10 năm cách biệt, mình dùng chữ generation cho trường hợp đó thường hơn. So I think of the previous year, I think it's better.
Yeah, previous years, and I have performed 2 performance for the anniversary, and I practiced day and night for the ceremony to being a perfect dance for this anniversary, and the feeling is indescribable. I really
indescribable. You mean indescribable?
Yeah, it's indescribable. Yes.
Không thể miêu tả nổi.
Yeah.
Indescribable.
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 Indescribable. Indescribable.
Yes, I really appreciate the ceremony that days because it brought a lot of emotion, joy, anger, and but I have to lead a lot of. But most important is gratitude. I can miss my brother and sister in high grade.
My brother and sister.
Sister.
My brother and sister.
Sister in the high grade, and I make a new friend and enjoy the.
It's more than 3 minutes already.
Yeah, it was the happiest moment of my student life. Yeah.
Cố gắng cẩn thận đi đặt đề ra nha, đừng có lạc ra nha. Try not to go out of topic. Try not to speak out of the main focus, okay?
Yeah.
Be careful. Now, so I think we can just stop here. Any question, class? No?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, bài thi thứ 7 chúng ta học writing. We can start from Cambridge number 10, okay? Thứ 7 mình bắt đầu bằng cuốn Cam 10 nha, học writing. Okay, I think it's time to rest now. I'll see you on Saturday, okay?
Yes.
Cái video này sẽ có trên cái channel thôi nha. Các bạn nhớ check thường xuyên á. Please.
Bao giờ thì post thầy?
Thường trong ngày hoặc là ngày hôm sau. Okay, I'll see you then.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
See you. Okay, that's the end of my videos. Please like, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and press on the bell button next to the subscribe button so you can get notified about my new uploads, okay? You can also press follow my Facebook, but please don't add me on Facebook as friends, okay? Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi nha. Các bạn hãy nhấn vào like, chia sẻ video này bạn bè các bạn. Nhấn vào nút đăng ký kênh YouTube mình và nút cái chuông kế bên cạnh để đăng ký kênh á, để mà các bạn sẽ được thông báo về những video mới nha. Các bạn cũng có thể nhấn vào nút theo dõi Facebook mình, nhưng nhớ đừng kết bạn Facebook mình nha. Thank you and see you. Bye.